Hey food bloggers, thank you so much for joining me in this mindset and self-care focused episode here on Eat Blog Talk. One of the reasons I started Eat Blog Talk was to hold a space to talk about the importance of mindset and self-care. Being an entrepreneur can be a lot. If we are not taking care of ourselves, then getting actionable information about SEO, Pinterest, or whatever else is all moot. I will meet you back here every Wednesday to discuss various mindset and self-care topics, so you have the energy and space to tackle the rest.
Hey food bloggers, is your Google traffic down 10, 30, maybe even 50%? Are you worried about future ad revenue? Well, knowing your audience and engaging with them has never been more important than now. If you're looking to grow your email list, connect with more customers, or figure out who your customers are and how to serve them uniquely or better, then brand positioning coaching is for you. I'm Carrie Tyler, a food blogger with TalkingMeals.com, but I have over 20 years of experience working in brand management for consumer good companies. I'm an expert in customer targeting and developing unique brand positioning and messaging that engages, gains trial, earns loyalty, and grows sales. I've done this for many products and brands you see on store shelves, and now I'm helping food bloggers to do the same. To learn more, email me at carrie@talkingmeals.com or go to talkingmeals.com/foodbloggers to sign up for a free 15-minute chat.
Hello, food bloggers. Welcome to this self-care and mindset episode of Eat Blog Talk. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In this episode, we're going to talk about 5 things to finish this week. I have a question for you. Are you a good finisher? I am sometimes, and sometimes I'm not. I tend to get really excited about projects that come to my mind, and I eagerly dive into a lot of them. It takes a good deal of discipline, though, to finish everything I start, because sometimes that passion fades. You can probably relate to that. The other day, I was listening to an audiobook, and the author said something that caused me to literally stop in my tracks. I love it when that happens, by the way. She said, "What in your life do you need to finish?" Such a simple question, and it produced such a profound response from me. Oh my gosh, so many things. I literally just ticked off a huge list in my head of all of the different categories and things that I've left unfinished. And then I started thinking, what does this mean? Why is it so important to finish what we start? The conclusion I came to is I think it's important because sometimes the universe or God or your source or higher power is waiting for you to finish the things that you've started so that other good things can come to you. It's like taking steps in a journey. If you take a few steps and then you get off the path, all the things that were waiting for you at the end of that path remain just waiting. And journeys that follow that journey don't start because you have to finish that journey first. There's great power in finishing the things we start, I believe. Finishing is the hard part. So anytime we wrap up something we've poured our time and energy and love into, we just have to be rewarded. Something good is waiting for us on the other side of finishing those things that we start. When I stopped in my tracks after hearing that question last week, I really started thinking about all the different areas of my life where I was leaving things unfinished. I got really deep with this. So I'm committed to finding those things and giving them attention and finishing them because I feel like this could be really detrimental to continue ignoring them. So here we go. This is going to be a shorter episode, but one that holds a lot of power still. And this one is as much for me as it is for you because I am going to put these 5 things into action this week. At the end of the episode, I will tell you my one thing from each category that I'm going to focus on, and we can hold each other accountable. So let's talk through 5 things to finish this week. Number 1, a house project. Let's start here because homes are breeding grounds for projects that don't get finished. At least my home is. I do not have to look very far in my house to see a handful of unfinished projects. Take a walk through your home today and do a little assessment. What unfinished projects can you tackle and finish by the end of the week? So probably not something huge like painting and redoing a bedroom, but something that is bite-sized and manageable. Maybe it's something simple like cleaning through a pile of papers or a drawer or a couple of drawers or a filing cabinet. Or maybe you have a room or a closet that you don't ever let anyone into because it's such a mess. How's your pantry? We just opened our pantry last night to show my niece. She is going to be watching our boys later this week. We were just showing her where the breakfast cereal was and all of the other goodies. And I saw a slight look of shock on her face. Yeah, that was a little embarrassing. So that's a sign that I probably should be cleaning out my pantry soon and finishing that project. Maybe you have weeding in your yard to finish. I know I'm notorious in the summertime for starting weeding and then I get distracted and I walk away and then I never go back to it. I never finish it. Or maybe you have curtains to hang in a bedroom or shelves to put up. Whatever it is, pick one thing, one doable thing, and write it down. Put it inside of your house project category. Number 2, a work project. Another great place for project breeding grounds is an entrepreneur's business. One of the reasons we get into being entrepreneurs is because we're creative. We have so many ideas. We want to do all the things. But we can't do all the things, and this is something we learn at some point along the way in our journeys. I have so many work projects that I've started over the years and either half-heartedly completed or I've just come nowhere near completing. You know those projects that you talk about with people when you're like, oh yeah, I started that a while ago, but it fell off the face of the earth. Align that with the projects that you know you need to do, the ones that are going to propel your business or your soul or your life forward in a big way. It could be an ebook that you've started and never finished that you're going to use as a lead magnet or sell. Or maybe it's as simple as putting a content calendar together. Maybe you've started that and you just never finished it. Or sitting down to record videos so you can start outsourcing tasks that no longer inspire you or serve you. Creating a sales page for a product or service you want to sell. If you don't finish that, guess what? You don't sell the product. Or getting a budget template together so you can start tracking your income and expenses. Finding a scheduling tool to start scheduling your social media. The list could literally go on forever here, so I'll stop right here, but hopefully that gets your wheels turning with some good work projects. Number 3, a conversation. This one could go as deep as you want it to go. I feel like there are so many conversations that are cut short in our lives, or maybe not even started at all. And some really important ones that we just let go of. We never go back and finish those conversations that we know we should. I so often have the thought that I should send that person a card, or I should send a text to my stepmom today just to say hello, or I should call my dad. Conversations happen with humans, making them very important things because people are everything and we should be taking care of our people. Sometimes that means finishing a conversation with them. Maybe you have an apology to say to someone or a thank you. Perhaps things have just felt off with a friend or family member and all you need to do is clear the air. There is so much power in that. Letting those off feelings linger when it comes to relationships can block me hugely. And just clearing the air and mentioning that things are off is a great place to start so that you can finish that icky feeling. Maybe you have to have a conversation with a contractor or an employee about something that they need to fix. Or you need to call a teacher and talk about something relating to your child that you've been putting off. You know which conversations haven't been finished and need finishing, so pick the most important one and put it on your list for this week. Number 4, an admin task. This can fall into the category of life or work. It doesn't matter. Admin tasks are everywhere and they're right for the picking, at least for me. If I flip through the last 10 pages or so of my notebook, I will find way too many admin type tasks that I wrote down and that I never did. These tasks can pile up because nobody wants to do them. I think finishing admin tasks is just as important as everything else in this episode that we talk about. And maybe even more important, I don't know. We'll see what happens when we start tackling these and what will come of us actually finishing these projects. Let's run through a few admin tasks to keep your eye out for. Maybe there's a call you need to make or an appointment of some sort that you've been putting off, or even a clump of appointments that you need to make. It could be something work related, like finishing sweeping through your dreadful email inbox. Do not even get me started on this one. It could be tidying up a workspace or just changing the sheets in your bedrooms, getting caught up on laundry or dishes. I used to never finish dishes. I would get so irritated by them that I would do half of them and then leave. And that was never good for my soul. Or maybe it's finishing like sewing or mending projects that you start and you just don't want to do, so you put it aside. Or paying bills or taking care of insurance details or some of those admin things that we just don't tend to want to do a lot of the time. Write one admin task down that you are going to do this week. And number 5, the last one, a to-do list item. Do you use a to-do list? I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs do because there's so much to keep track of. If you have an ongoing to-do list, you likely have a few things that linger that get moved from week to week to week to week. Some of these things honestly can just be deleted, removed from your to-do list forever. Use your discretion on this, but if it keeps following you and you're never inspired to get it done, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe it doesn't have to be done. But there are things that need to be done that maybe we're just avoiding. To-do list items might definitely cross over into the admin category or any of the other categories we've talked about. But for the sake of having 5 points in this episode, because I like to stick to 5, let's add one more thing to our let's finish list for the week. So flip through your to-do list and find one thing. It could be a work task. It could be a personal task, an admin task, a project. Whatever it is, you will know it when you see it, that it needs to be finally finished and removed from your to-do list. To conclude, I am going to tell you my 5 things that I am going to finish this week from each category. In the house project category, there is a pile of things in my son's bedroom that we've been meaning to hang on his wall after we painted his bedroom. It's ridiculous that this pile is still sitting there. It's been there for months. We've just kind of gotten to the point where we're stepping over it when we go into the room. Like, we don't even know it's there anymore. So silly. I saw it the other day and I was like, that needs to be taken care of. He deserves to have these things on his wall again. That's my project for my home task. For my work task to finish, I don't know why I haven't been finishing this. I created a Pinterest account for eBlog Talk and have very half-heartedly, very loosely put content on there. There's no rhyme or reason. It hasn't been thought through. It's not producing any traffic. That is something I finally need to put some thought into. So I'm going to do that this week. For the conversation, I have an email I need to send to a family member. I've been wanting to send this email for a while. I know it's going to mean a lot to her to hear these words from me, and I don't know why I haven't done it, but I am committed to doing that this week. I'm going to send it. I'm going to finally finish that. For my admin, I have dentist appointments to schedule for my entire family. I've been putting this off for probably 3 months. Again, very silly. It just needs to be done. So I'm going to do that this week. And for my to-do list item, I found something in my notebook that I've literally been pushing from week to week to week. And I don't know why, because it's really valuable and I need to get it done. It's not something that I can remove. I moved all of my mastermind recordings for guest expert calls into Teachable. My executive assistant did. And I haven't shared this link with my mastermind members yet. I don't know why. I just need to go in there. I need to get the link, make sure everything's organized and looks good, and then share it and mark that off my list. I cannot wait to do this. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to compile your list of 5 things, do the 5 things this week, and then report back to me. In an upcoming episode, I will report how things went for me, what transpired after I did these things. So maybe some good things came into my life because of them. So be on the lookout for what good things come to you after you finish these things, because I know they're going to. They're just waiting for you to take action and finish. And then other good things are going to appear in your life. I can't wait to hear back from you. Please send me an email, megan@eblogtalk.com. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for listening to this mindset and self-care episode here on Eat Blog Talk. If you are a food blogger providing a service for other food bloggers and you want to spread the word about the value that you offer, I would love to offer you a free way to do just this. Send me a 60-second audio clip to be featured in a mindset and self-care episode here on Eat Blog Talk in 2024. Go to eatblogtalk.com/audio clip to learn more.